everyone, thanks for tuning in to KT Garage. This is part 68 of the SuperHog build. So the temperature here in the Houston area dropped quite a bit in the morning. We're down to like the mid 70s in the morning. Really pleasant to do stuff outside. I do have AC on my other shop where I did most of the SuperHog work during the summer, which is great because it's like almost 100 degrees outside. It's way too hot to work on. So this morning, I'm gonna go ahead and try to finish up the hood. Now you can see it in the background over there. That hood has been there since last winter. That I was fabricating that along with the truck, but you know I never had a chance to finish up the hood. So now that the engine work is done, mostly done, I'm gonna have to get that hood on to finish the project, and then we'll do some electrical work, and then we're gonna wrap up that project. And then, so this morning, since I'm out here, I'm gonna give you a preview of what's coming up next after the SuperHog. So stay tuned, and we'll give you an update. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a really quick tour in my fabrication shop back here. So this is where I built the Warthog body, and as you've seen plenty of my earlier videos, I built it right here. It was right in this spot. And this is the raw materials that I use, 2x2 tubings. And the entire frame of the body made out of those tubings. And then of course the sheet metals over there works out really well. And then of course the blacksmith cutter I use to cut all the sheet metals and everything else. So I still got a couple of projects that I'm gonna pick up after the SuperHog, of course. So you guys have seen some of my videos on this 3rd gen Camaro. This is my son's Camaro. He's in college, so he spent very little time with it, still sitting here. So maybe when I'm done with all my other projects, I can help him to keep it going and get it finished. It's almost there. It's the LS engine that's already in place. Just like neat final touch. We painted this about 3-4 years ago. Of course, this is the hood that we're gonna be working on today. And then I really can't wait to work on this Challenger project. So this is a 73 Challenger. It doesn't look like one right now because I strip it apart and cross brace it, triangulate it, just so I can do the work on the roof. It's like all rotted out. But I did have it sandblasted so everything looks nice and clean. A lot of sheet metals to fill in. This is gonna be an awesome build. So, and the Hellcat setup is in my shop where you can see it from time to time on the video of the SuperHog. So this is gonna go on top of that whole Hellcat setup. And then this is like all the body pieces I need, like fenders and the quarter panels, all of that is here. So I have enough parts to build that Challenger. The hood is over there. So now you guys seen a travel trailer that parked in this area. Earlier videos, we decided to let go of the trailer because our kids are growing up and we don't do much camping anymore. So now I have like all this space to work on, which is really awesome. I look forward to be using the space for a lot of different things. All right, so it's time to get to work. You can see that a lot of work already been done. All the metal fabrication is done. Took care of all the warping issues last year. So now it's just time to do body work. You can see the first layer of the body fillers on there. I have a feeling that after this patch or this pass, I'm gonna have to go back and put in a few more layers of body fillers to get things smoothen out. But that's what I'm gonna focus on this morning before the temperature gets up too high, and then I'll be going inside and do interior work. Okay, so I want to show you guys real quick before I get the work done on the hood. So the Humvee grill is going on the hood. This is part of the Humvee that I want to carry over to the SuperHog to have it look a little bit more like a Humvee. So I designed like the entire hood to fit into this grill. So it's kind of cool, and it fits really well right now. So I'm thinking of painting this black. So the whole truck is green. It's like a tree color green. So you see my other shot when I drove down the street with a lot of trees, the truck like blended right in. So it's kind of cool. It's a military coded color. So but I do want this to be black just to stand out. I think it's gonna look nice. But you guys think of a different color that I should be painting the grill? Just put it in a comment, please. Well, I decided to work on just one side first, and then when that's done, we'll get to this side. What you see here is just a really rough pass with the power sander, and then I just went in with that smaller sander and sand by hand. But it's just a rough pass right now. You can see it's starting to look pretty decent. Now the problem is the temperature rises up to about 85 degrees right now, and I'm starting to get very sweaty. So I keep like dropping sweat on the paint and the metal, which is not good. It's gonna rust. So I'm gonna stop and go inside and do something else. And then tomorrow morning, it's gonna cool down to like 75 degrees. So I'll get up early tomorrow and then start doing this for a few hours. Hopefully I can get at least this side done by tomorrow, or some of this as well. Okay, so I'm back in the shop and did the work for the rest of the day because it's getting quite hot outside. You can see that I pull back this tonneau cover so I can do some electrical work here. And so in the back of the tonneau cover is there's a lot of hookup I need to get done. The RPM gauge need to get done, or tachometer. So I'll get that hooked up. So it's working to see what kind of RPM is. Now I need to do some fine adjustments on this. Now in the last couple of episodes where you can see I back truck out and then I have trouble getting into gear because I still need to fine tune the cables down there. It wouldn't go to gear. I have to like go back forward a few times to get it in. So I'll get that corrected today, and then hopefully, you know, I can get up real early in the morning and then start working on the hood again. Well, I think I discovered what's wrong with my shifter cable. Look at this. It's got so much free play in here, and there's no adjustments on here. So I guess this cable's defective. It should not rock back and forth like this. This is how I could never get into gear until I like shift it up and down a couple of times because there's so much play in it. I guess it's defective. So I'm going to go ahead and order a new one. I'm kind of surprised that Locar, the company that make these, they're very popular for making these cables. I'm very surprised that they're actually defective. All right, so I'm trying to get this RPM gauge hooked up so we can get some RPM readings. The Humvee doesn't come with one, so now installing is quite simple. So when you look in here, there's the signal wires. There's two of these, and out of the truck there's two signal wires I can show you in a minute. So I'm going to hook these two up to it, and then these are 24 volts plus or minus. So those are real easy to get hooked up, and then these are just lights. So and these take 24 volts. So I'm thinking of just like have the lights turn on whenever the ignition is on. So I'll just hook up the plus side to plus and then negative to negative here, and then I'm done. So I'll go ahead and get this hooked up. Well, it's getting towards the end of the day, and I'm getting super tired, so I'm just gonna call it quit for today. Got quite a bit of things done. So tomorrow, tomorrow morning, I'm just gonna put all the electronic installations on hold, and then go back out and shop and work on hood again. So I'm just gonna go back and forward this weekend, trying to get things done. Tomorrow, I'm gonna release another episode and let you guys know how the hood is going. I think it's gonna look a lot better by the end of tomorrow. So we'll keep you guys posted. I appreciate you guys tuning in to KT Garage. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.